One here, coming at you with a new Yu-Gi-Oh video. And in today's Yu-Gi-Oh video, we are going to be talking about the 3 best going second cards ever released in Yu-Gi-Oh! These cards are better than Kaiju's, these cards are better than Raw Sphere Mode, these cards are better than Evenly Matched. And every one of these cards are built to beat these dumb decks that we currently have. They're built to beat Orcust, they're built to beat Pendulum, Thunder Dragon, anything that revolves around the graveyard, anything that revolves around mass summoning. These 3 cards are made to beat them. And what you get from these cards is just so much. These cards, literally, these 3 cards change the game in general. You now have to consider these cards and actually work your deck and choose what decks you're going to play with these cards. So I'm going to read to you these cards' effects. These cards are going to be in the Gold Sarcophagus Megatins coming out later on in the end of the month and were announced to us at the World Championships of Yu-Gi-Oh! So we're going to read them. I'm going to tell you what they do, and honestly, these 3 cards are insane. So without further ado, let's get into this with the first card, which is Dark Ruler No More. So this card is a normal spell card, and its effect is negate the effects of all face-up monsters your opponent currently controls. So they have multiple negates on board. This card negates it. Until the end of this turn. Also, for the rest of this turn, after this card resolves, your opponent takes no battle damage. Neither player can activate monster effects in response to this card's activation. This is a speed spell 4 spell card that says negate your board. This is Cold Wave. This says no monster effects. If you're playing Pendulums, you can't use your Hieratic Seal, you can't use your Vortex, you can't use your Apostolus Goddess Bow, you can't use the F.A. Dawn's Dragster, you can't use any monster effects. If you're playing Thunder Dragon, you can't use the Hieratic, well, you can use the Hieratic Seal now I think about it because it's a face-up monster, it leaves the board, no longer affected, but not the point. You can't use your Colossus, you can't use your Hope Harbingers, you can't use your Crystal Wings. Decks like these that rely on mass summoning negations die. They can't play the game anymore. They're simply not good because of a card like this. And that's insane. That's generally insane. To have a card that literally says, negate. You want to try to negate me? Well, this card says no. This card says, you can't touch me, you're negated. And that's only the first of the 3. This is a Cold Wave. On crack. You can't chain to it. So, let's get into the next card, because this card, it's broken. This card is just as good. So, Nibiru, the Primal Being. This is a level 11 light rock type effect monster, 3000 attack, 600 defense. During the main phase, if your opponent normal or special summon 5 or more monsters this turn, quick effect, you can tribute as many face-up monsters on the field as possible, yours or your opponent's, and if you do, special summon this card from your hand, then special summon 1 Primal Being token, question mark attack, question mark to its defense, to your opponent's side of the field. This card's attack becomes the combined original attack of all monsters, of all attack and defense of the monsters, of the tributed monsters. So, your opponent summons a 3k, a 2k, a 5k, which all negates. This tribute's for cost, by the way, because tribute is always considered cost, I believe, and your opponent can't do anything. Tribute is cost. So, you special summon this, you tribute your opponent's 3, 5, 3, 2, and 1k, you have a 6k token, and a 3k monster. Your opponent has no monsters left to summon, no monster to protect themselves, and you attack for 9k. This card is better than Raw Sphere Mode. It looks like a meteor that is about to just destroy the planet. And in this format where we have Orcust running around, where we have Pendulum running around, where we have Thunder Dragon running around, a card like this says no. It says no. These decks that make these 5 negate turn 1 boards, these 2 cards currently, Dark Ruler no, the Dark Ruler 1 and Nibiru both say no. They both say you can't play the game. This card literally says that. Both of them. Oh, you're going to play a deck that mass summons. Done. Gone. Oh, you're going to make a 5 negate board. Negated. Gone. Done. Gone. These cards, these 2 cards in general, are insane. And we still have one more card to talk about, which is Dimension Shifter. It is a level 6 Dark Spellcaster type effect monster, 1200 attack, 2700 defense. If you have no cards in your graveyard, quick effect, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard until the end of the next turn. Any cards sent to the graveyard is banished instead. So, you're up against Orcust. You discard this card. In response to, I don't know, something, like a Link summon. Say your opponent Link summons a Nightmare Mermaid. You chain this card. Or your opponent summons a Nightmare Cerberus and then you just chain this card. Your opponent, if they want to go further, has to banish every card they send to the graveyard. This card is Dark Claw. For both players, yes, but it better references. It's a Macros Cosmos hand trap. You have no cards in your graveyard? Discard this card. Now, for the next 2 turns, everything is banished. Against Thunder Dragons, their entire Chaos Engine is dead. Against Orcust, they can't play the game because they need to use the graveyard. Against Pendulums, I attempt to Pendulum monsters and go into all of this other stuff. Negate, all your Pendulums will be banished. Salamangreat, all your Salamangreats are banished. Heroes, banished all of that. Any True Draco deck, you're trying to tribute into your things, they're banished. This card, these 3 cards in general, this specific one in general, though, is insane. Having a hand trap that just says banished, this is the literal opposite to Lancia. Instead of preventing banish, it just says, okay, no, we're not going to prevent banishing, you're just going to banish. Anything that sends to the graveyard is banished, is done. And that is insane. These 3 cards that say you can't ban your whole board's negated, I'm going to tribute your entire board, and I'm also going to make a card that says banish anything that's sent to the graveyard, are insane. And these 3 cards are in the Mega Tins, and that is just broken. Like, these cards literally have the ability to just break the game. Well, they fix the game, actually, when you really think about it, because we're in a format where everything is a combo turn 1 deck. And in this kind of format, that isn't very enjoyable. So Konami have actually taken the next step to say, right, these decks are so out of hand, we need to make 3 cards that stop them. And they've done it. They've made 3 cards that literally say, these combo decks are not playable. They can still be played, but you have to watch out for these cards now. You can't respond to you cold wave your opponent, they have no negates anymore. You can play the game. You summon 5 monsters, more than 5 monsters, they all get tributed. You attempt to play a deck that needs the graveyard. Discard a card, they're all banished now. These 3 cards have made going second great again. And that is insane. These cards are better than Evenly Matched. These cards are better than any Kaiju. These 3 cards make going second great again. And that's perfect. Seeing as we were just in such a combo-centric format, seeing as we were just in a format that just focuses on combo deck, combo strategy. Oh, you want to play the game? Well, now you can't. You want to combo off? Well, no, I'm not going to let you combo off. This is insane. Slower decks are now more relevant, and honestly, there is one thing they could do that would make this even better, And that's bring back Max C, and I know that that's just a comment that a lot of other people have, but honestly, if you brought back Max C, you wouldn't need to make these cards because all these combo decks would die off anyway, because all these combo decks kind of sprouted as soon as we lost Max C. But these cards make going second great again nonetheless. It's really good to see that Konami have actually come out of the woodwork, made 3 cards that just say, I'm not gonna let you stop me from playing the game. Like, you want to make these dumb decks that say I can't play the game? Well, too bad. I have these 3 cards now. I can go second, and I don't need to care. But guys, that's the video. Tell me what you think of these 3 cards in the comment section below. Sorry for the late upload on this as well. I was away from the weekend, playing tournaments, playing games, hanging out with people. I wasn't home, so that's why it is late, but I got around to it. These 3 cards are insane. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Going second is now good. Later, guys. Robot1 signing out.